Rise and shine, everyone. It is 7:30 on your Friday morning, October 18th, and we are so happy to be starting our day off with you. So on Fridays, we get to visit with Ellen Hurst with Alabama Cares. And this morning, we have a few special guests in the studio with us. So first, we are going to be visiting with Nena Parks. Nena is with the Jacksonville Edward Jones Greg Pass Agency, and so we're going to talk about the Alzheimer's walk that just happened this past Sunday and how Edward Jones is involved in helping making that event a success. So welcome, ladies. How are you?
Great.
Okay, we have to do a Friday dance. Yes, you have to loosen up on Fridays. Yes, get ready for the weekend.
Yes.
Good grief.
It's really hard to start your mornings that early when it's so cold.
Yes.
You know, you've got to give your car like 30 minutes to warm up before it even feels okay to get in.
I gotta get myself 30 minutes.
No kidding, not to mention. Yes, but speaking of weather, we sure had some beautiful weather this past Sunday.
It
It was great. I got to be out there as well. I had the honor of being the MC for the event.
thank you.
Yes, no, it was so much fun.
Yes, it was.
It was so beautiful and colorful. There was all of the flowers and all of the smiling faces, and people were in teams with their matching T-shirts and just ready to be there to raise money and to raise awareness and to spread joy and love. And it
we
was really
exceeded our
beautiful.
goal, didn't
And
we?
you exceeded your goal.
I mean, way exceeded our goal,
Yes,
so
we
that's
did.
great.
But that means that next year it's going to be set higher, so we need more teams.
And more teams, more sponsors, and you can still donate. You can donate till the end of the year. So
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
start
So a few
over in
months.
January for the
correct.
next year.
Yeah, that's right.
So the goal was right at 32,000,
Ish, a little over 32.
and it was at what
38 something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's amazing. Yeah, and we completed the goal before the walk, and
Yes.
so far
The
we're
only team
so
in
far.
in Alabama that did that.
Right.
We met our we
Goal
met and exceeded
before
the walk
yep,
actually happened.
That's right.
Amazing. Why do you think that was? Why do you think out of all of the teams and all of the walks in Alabama that this East Central Alabama walk was
I think Nena will agree with me. I think it's because all of us, especially the sponsors, and Nena and I are on the committee together. So I think that we all are very passionate about what we do, and we each walk for somebody. It has touched our lives as well. But the walk at East Central Alabama, guys, I mean, you guys need to know this. When you donate money to the Alzheimer's Association, that's great and wonderful. You know, that's wonderful that you do that. But when you do that, it goes statewide or nationwide. It doesn't go to your area. So when you donate to the East Central Alabama walk, it goes directly to the state of Alabama. So it goes to research like at UAB, different places. So, you know, I think that we do so well because we emphasize that when we're out telling people we need sponsors, we need people to donate, so when we tell them it comes to Alabama, don't you think that's...
Yeah, it's a local thing, and you know, when they say East Central Alabama, it's not just the Jacksonville area or even Anderson. It's Calhoun County. I mean, it's from below Huntsville to above Birmingham.
Yeah, it includes Etowah, it includes Cleburne, Park Cherokee, like that whole area. So I mean,
so we just really want to get the word out because we have a lot of support here in Calhoun County, but it would be just great to see so many more counties just join in.
Yeah,
so.
Young and old. I mean, everybody.
Absolutely.
And we have a fraternity that at Jacksonville State University that helps us. Those guys
they're amazing. They're amazing. So they help us set up and tear down. And so just having those extra hands, and they're so sweet. They're so sweet, and they just do whatever you tell them to do. So.
And it looks wonderful. There was a lot of setup and breakdown
really
involved.
There really is, and there's something for everybody. And some people say, "Oh, well, I can't walk. I can't participate in the walk." Like, it doesn't matter. You don't have to walk. You know, there's tents and sponsors and people giving away little things.
And there's some really great giveaways.
Right. So any kind of mobility ability you have, you just come on and enjoy the fun.
And it's not a 5K. I have to stress that to everybody.
Right.
It's just a walk.
It's just a little walk.
It's a loop.
It was actually really nice. It was just a nice little
loop. It's not something that we're asking you to, like, you know, we're not going to give you a medal for winning first place.
Yeah, we're not timing the thing at all.
And you get to see the beautiful campus there at JSU. I mean, it's a really lovely way to spend the afternoon and
it's not like it's an all-day thing either. I mean, you're done in no time. I mean, it's come after church and stay till it. I think we were over like before 3.
Before 3, so about 1 to 3. So it's not a huge time restraint, but we have a good time during that time.
Yeah. So everybody was so happy. We actually have some photos from the event that we can check out. There we are. That was a little photo booth, and that was a lot of fun. Ellen was, I think you were checking
somebody's heartbeat.
There you go. She was Nurse Ellen.
Candace's heartbeat. Oh, and there's the memory
and there's
garden.
Abigail. Yes,
our
in
promise
the memory garden. There's our Ellen.
And there's Courtney.
There I am. Doing some MC. Yeah, that was really exciting. And then you got teams there, and I think they were from maybe the
NHC, I think, maybe.
And there's Greg. There's Greg.
Yeah, that's my boss.
Greg, and that's Visiting Angels. There's Ryan and Lynn. That's the Exchange Club. That's Joe with the Exchange Club. I'm the president of the Exchange Club, so we had to represent too.
And that precious girl with the one white flower.
Right. She represents Secure.
Candace.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the flowers here in a moment because I thought that was really neat the way that was done. But look at that. I mean, it was just all set up so fun, and everyone, again, was just there for the same purpose and to enjoy the camaraderie and to raise money and to raise awareness. And let's talk about those flowers because that was a really beautiful thing. You talk about the memory garden, and Ellen, I've heard you talk about it, but to see it in person, it was really beautiful. So there was different colors. So you have the purple, and that signifies
someone that passed away that in memory of someone. So you get the purple flower, and you can get a Sharpie and write on it.
And everyone was writing that, and that was really beautiful. And then putting it there in the memory garden and with the wind.
And then the blue one is for somebody that currently has, correct?
Yeah, living with Alzheimer's.
Yes, and then the white one, is there's only one white one, and that represents the cure.
And there was an orange one as well.
And the orange one's...
the orange one is for anyone that just wants to see a world without Alzheimer's and dementia.
Yeah.
And then the yellow one is for caregivers.
For caregivers, because there's so many people, we think about the almost 7 million people living with Alzheimer's, but all those that have to care for those people. And so we have that yellow flower to represent them because that's such a hard task, you know.
And Alabama, y'all, is #1 in deaths with Alzheimer's. I mean, that's very sad, and that's why we do what we do.
Absolutely.
That's another reason to keep that money and those donations here in Alabama.
Yes, that's why it's so important. I mean, if your area has your own walk, that's great and wonderful. But see if you can contact one of us so that we can put it with our walk to make sure that it goes to the state.
Well, and then when you go to the Alzheimer's Association website, you can search for a walk, and you can type in Jacksonville, Alabama, and East Central Alabama will come up. So it's real easy to find. Or you can contact, Ellen or me, and we'll get, or any Edward Jones branch, and they'll direct you to who you need to contact.
And tell them about Edward Jones.
Well, Edward Jones, we've partnered with the Alzheimer's Association for a little over 5 years now, and it's just a great company that not only supports their employees but their clients. And of course, Alzheimer's is one of the worst diseases that some of our clients may face, and so they have partnered to give at least $45 million.
And that's nationwide.
That's nationwide.
That's not
yes,
that's your brand.
That's the whole Edward Jones
nationwide
has pledged over $45 million, and we've so far to date since 2016 at least $40 million already. That all the teams have came together, and with the support of Edward Jones, because they match our contribution as well. So anything that we personally donate, they match it. And so it's just a great organization, and they really care about people, and they've really just pledged to make that a priority for them.
That's wonderful.
It's a very great company to work for. So.
Yeah, I know that has to make you really proud.
It does, and not just that. It's like I'm reading my notes here, but there's about 8 million clients and 50,000 colleagues that we have, and so so many, we have about 115,000 associates nationwide. That's how many walks. There's about 600 walks throughout the nation, and almost everyone is represented by Edward Jones'
Isn't that
team.
awesome?
Yeah,
That is so
and
good.
so it's just being a part of such a bigger thing to make such a just a positive impact on
And
not
that puts
only
it in perspective
Yeah.
what you're doing
Right.
in Jacksonville. That's
not
awesome.
only in our community, but everybody working together just to find that cure and research and to make that awareness known, what resources are available.
Right.
Because
And it's come a long way already.
oh wow, yeah, just leaps and bounds. And not only is the Alzheimer's Association have those people that are fighting for research and just in the legal, like going to Congress. And so we have a grassroots committee at Edward Jones that they go and they
That's wonderful.
fight for legislation for Alzheimer's and anything that's going to
And we
affect
talked
those
a little
older
bit
people.
about, the other day we had somebody who could talk about breast cancer and everything,
Right.
and about how, used to nobody would talk about that, and then
Sure.
the next thing you know, everybody's at the Washington D.C. and protesting, saying we need to have free mammograms and all that, because
Sure.
that's what we want Alzheimer's to be. We want
Right.
everybody to talk about it, not let it be taboo anymore, and for people to say, we need to have more research, we need more money. I mean, I think that's very important.
I think so too, and just to know that, like I have a 94-year-old grandmother that was at the
Yes,
walk.
she
She was
was
there.
awesome.
She
Yes.
was there, and she has a little diminished capacity now, and people are like, oh well, she's 94, so it's almost like you expect it, but we want
But it's
that
not
to
a
go
normal-
away.
but it's not a normal part
of anything.
It's not.
It's not.
No, and so we want to eliminate that. Our knees may hurt and our elbows, but we don't want our mind. We want our mind
Right.
to be sharp and not for that to be the norm
And then
anymore.
people fail to realize too that it's not just older people.
Right.
People can get it. I mean, the youngest client we had was 17. So
Sure.
I mean, there's no age.
No, there's
I mean,
not.
it's more prevalent in
Of course.
the older population, but it's
Yeah.
something to
It's a
think
hard
about.
thing to see with your loved ones. And
Yes,
your friends
because
and
you're dealing
families
with the shell. Is what one of my clients always used to tell me.
Right.
Because they're physically, they can live forever because they may
Years.
be healthy as can be, but
Yeah.
their cognitive capacity is just not there anymore.
Right.
And that's what's so sad.
It's very difficult to watch because I've had 2 family members pass away from Alzheimer's, and I have 2 that are currently living with Alzheimer's and dementia. So it's really difficult to watch what they're going through and what the whole family goes through.
Yeah, because you take it personal because
Very.
And it's hard to detach yourself from saying, oh, well, it's the disease, it's not that person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Because we deal with that with caregivers all the time.
Sure.
That's hard.
Because it can change their personality.
Yeah.
And, you try to keep hold of the memories that you had before, but when you see them losing some of the things that they hold dear, it's really tough to watch. So,
Well, tell them the website that they can go to.
so we have act.alz.org, and so that will give you all kinds of information about the Alzheimer's Association.
Yes.
But you can also find information about the Longest Day, which is a great event. But our heart is in the walk to end Alzheimer's,
yes.
just because, like we said, that stays here locally, and you can be a part of it and walk with the community. And like I said, you just get to know people and you get to hear their stories. And
We even had somebody from Fort Payne that
we
comes
did,
every
yeah.
year.
So
It's fantastic.
you just see all those people just coming together, and their lives have been affected,
Yes.
and just for the cause and raising money, and it's just a great time. And we
Yeah.
would love anybody that wants to have a team,
Yes.
be a sponsor, volunteer, be on our committee. You can be
Yes,
on the
be
committee,
on the committee with us.
me and Ellen. We
Yes.
always have, and several others, and we appreciate the committee, and we appreciate all our sponsors for everything they
and
do.
if you don't have a team, you can be your own team.
You can be your own team, or you can
We
join.
don't discriminate.
No,
You can
join in with someone else,
You
meet
can
some
join
new
one of
friends.
ours, of course, of
Yes.
course. So it's just a good time.
Yes.
And this happens once a year.
Once a year.
Correct.
Okay. So
Yeah,
you
but
have-
our planning is all year long.
Well,
It
of
is.
course,
Isn't it?
yeah. The walk is one day, but all of the lead up is
Yes,
the
yes.
is a
Planning and
lot.
fundraising all year long.
Yes,
So,
because that $38,000 doesn't come in just 1 month.
no, no.
So,
But you still have a few more months now.
yes.
Let's
So
do the rest of
December 31st. You have until
Right.
For this.
So
walk.
how does someone who's interested, who wants to make a donation towards this year, how do they do that?
They
Through
can
that
go
website?
on that same website and look for East Central Alabama
East
Walk.
Central Alabama Walk, or you can type in just Jacksonville, Alabama, and it'll pull up all the walks. But yeah, we definitely would love for you to choose East Central Alabama, just so it
Yes.
stays in our area.
Wouldn't that be great if you could get to like a little over 40, or even right at that $40,000
Oh, that would be-
mark?
yeah, that
because
would
you're
be
not
amazing.
far away.
Right.
You're only
exactly.
a couple of $1,000s, right? You're
Right.
about $2,000 away. And so, I
Yes.
mean, let's do that. If everyone who's
Absolutely.
watching could donate even $5, like,
Yes.
just
Oh,
think
yeah.
about that. Just
$5
$5.
is $5.
Yeah.
You know what
Oh,
I mean?
yeah.
And it adds up.
It does.
Yes,
it
it
definitely adds
does.
up.
You have 50 people, you know, who's are watching, who's donating the $5. I mean, we can definitely get there and then share this information.
Yes.
If anyone who's watching, and I'm imagining you are, that has friends or loved ones who has Alzheimer's, or who you may have been recently diagnosed, or who you may think may be becoming recently or diagnosed in the near future, you know, donate to this so we can get a cure faster.
Just make Alabama a healthier place to live. You know,
Right.
Be proud
Absolutely.
of your state and your
Yes.
area.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And that takes awareness, and that takes things like this, getting out in the community
Yes.
and talking
Definitely.
about it.
Definitely.
Well, Nena, thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
joining us this
Yeah.
morning, and all that you do to make this a
She's
success.
awesome.
I can tell.
She's a go-getter, too, on the
Yes, and that's what
committee.
it
I love
takes. You
her.
got to have those go-getters on a committee for sure.
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate it for
Yeah.
letting us come on
Greg,
and
she
talk
needs
about
a
it.
raise. Okay.
Yeah. And it is amazing that Edward Jones has such a passion for this as well, and make sure to make it a success and to donate. So
It
that's a
really helps to
beautiful
have
thing.
the support.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
that they encourage you to go give and help out.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
wonderful. All right, well, with that, we're going to say goodbye to Nena for this morning, but come back and visit us anytime.
Hey,
okay?
next year before the walk.
Please. Yes, absolutely. All right, well, hey, stay tuned because there's more to come right here on Rise and Shine on WEAC TV 24. We'll be right back.
Some say college isn't for single parents or people who work full-time. I'm here to prove them wrong. I'm a first-generation American, the father of Dion, and a non-traditional student at Gadsden State Community College. As a sergeant in the Army National Guard, I've watched soldiers with degrees progress faster in their careers. So today, I'm in school, involved in the Veterans Upward Bound program, and excited to see what's in store for my career. I truly am earning my wings at Gadsden State.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor Difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. Or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We are on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. So come to Southern States Bank, where we are committed to great service and being a great neighbor. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
I'm Alan Parnell, with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance. At Bentley Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
Rise and shine, everyone. It is 7:50 on your Friday morning, October the 18th. So we just wrapped up a wonderful visit with Nena Parks with the Edward Jones Greg Pass agency right there in Jacksonville. We were talking about the wonderful Alzheimer's walk that happened this past Sunday, and there's still time to donate and to help make that even more of a success. So make sure if you're just tuning in to go back and watch that segment. So now we have Jessica Smith with us. Jessica is with the United Way of East Central Alabama. And so Jessica, you are the community outreach, is that what it is?
Director of Community Engagement.
Director of Community Engagement. So tell our viewers what that means.
It's complicated sometimes. It means a little bit of everything.
We understand.
So,
you wear a lot of hats.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I work with all of our programs. We have 9 in-house initiatives that I work pretty closely with, as well as handle our social media, our events, and I'm also the program director for Success Academy, which is one of our programs.
Okay. Wow. So you do have a busy day every day.
Yes, a little bit.
Probably even on weekends.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Events, fundraising events and efforts, those aren't just 9 to 5 kind of jobs right there.
No.
Those are
During health
all
fairs,
the time.
I saw you at the health fair the other day that we were at.
JSU.
Yeah, and then we're on the EOC board together, together too with the EMA. So.
Yes, we have the opportunity. Our president and CEO at United Way is the president of VOAD, which activates when a disaster happens. So we all kind of in our office activate when a disaster happens as well.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that is, United Way is there for the community. It is an incredible, service and programs that are there with the community in mind. And so tell us about East Central Alabama. How long have you been with the United Way?
So I have been at the United Way for 10 years.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
10 years.
That's awesome.
10 years in August. I love what I do. I love working for United Way. We do great things in the community. As you were talking about earlier, being involved with them. It's just a great place to be involved and see so many aspects of the community. Mm-hmm. It's not just one certain area. Yeah. We actually our United Way covers Calhoun, Cleburne, Randolph, and Clay counties.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you have lots of coverage
Yeah,
here.
so we're a little bit everywhere, like you.
Yeah, I have 10 counties, so be thankful.
Well, there's still room for growth.
She's like, no.
Well, and with all of those services, it comes with a need for raising money. So
Correct.
tell us about your fundraising efforts.
So our fundraising efforts really go year-round.
Mm-hmm.
When I first started there, they kind of went from, August to the end of the year, but it's kind of a year-round effort now. And so, we fundraise for our in-house initiatives. We have some grant funding with that, but we also have around a few, I'm trying to think how many, more than 20, we'll go with that,
wow.
community partners that we help fund as well. They go through a grant process every year, and we help fund programs within their organizations.
And I know at my job at East Alabama Planning Commission, I know we have, every year we get that little form in our box, every year to donate, so that we actually can have the choice of actually doing it all year, like taking it out of our check and all that kind of stuff.
Payroll deduction is the easiest way, I always say, to give, because you never see it. It just comes out automatically. You don't have to worry about it. It just happens.
Yeah. I agree. That is the easiest. You just set what amount is comfortable for you, and then it comes out of your check, and you're doing something great without even having to think about it. You don't have to think about writing a check.
If you do that, how that, tax reasons and all that, how that works.
Yeah, so like y'all were talking about with Nena earlier, money staying local. So one of the common misconceptions of United Way is it's this big national organization. When you give to United Way, it goes back to a national level.
To some CEO or
yes. So 98 cents of every dollar that's given stays here in Calhoun County.
Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that goes back to our programs and initiatives right here in Calhoun
That's
County.
awesome.
We do pay dues to United Way Worldwide. However, we get that back in so many different ways. So we get that back through emergency food and shelter program.
Okay.
We're able to get that in our community because there is a United Way here.
Right.
So we have 5 or 6 agencies who get money through that. But also we get the United Way branding. So they send us to conferences. We get the stamp of, we are United Way.
Yes.
So we get all of that. So it's great to have it stay right here in our community. But when you do give, it is, you can, my brain just.
It's early.
Yes,
It's early and it's cold.
It is so early. It is tax deductible.
It is Friday.
Yes, any donation that you give is tax deductible. And you can designate that to a specific program. If one of our programs really touches your heart, you've had family members in one of our programs or at any of our agencies, you can designate to that as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
that's
what are
great.
some of the agencies in Calhoun County in our area that are United Way?
So some of the ones that jump out to me, I can't name our whole list or we would be here all day.
Yeah.
But Interfaith Ministries, St. Michael's Medical Clinic, Second Chance, Community Enabler, Piedmont Benevolence Center, Jacksonville Christian Outreach Center.
The JCOC, okay.
Yes, those
How
are just
about
a few.
The children's,
The Child Advocacy Center, yes. The Child Advocacy Center, let's see if I can name some more of them. The ARC, the Learning Tree.
So there's a bunch of them.
Yes.
Yes, there's a lot
There
of them
are.
that you don't, people wouldn't think that they would be part of that.
Right.
But they get their funding,
Yes.
part of their funding through there.
Yeah, they have probably their own fundraising initiatives that they have to, but they very much rely on the United Way support as
Right.
well to
Yes.
have those resources. So it's really important to have those partner agencies.
Yeah.
And I think that is another common misconception. Of course, that one is a big one that people think, oh, it just goes to, fund some big CEO, but it really stays in-house, and that small percentage, like you said, comes back to United Way. And even more so.
Yes.
But also another common misconception is that, there's not all of these partner agencies. They need that help. Yes, they have their individual fundraisers, but
Right.
these programs take so much money and take so much resources in order to do the best that they can with that. And these are really important.
And we had Nanette on here.
Yeah, so St. Michael's.
With St. Michael's. She was one of our guests one Friday, and that was excellent.
Excellent.
So that
what a great service. That's
Yes.
something that the community
A free clinic.
needs.
Yes.
Yes.
Not everyone has access to health care, and so and everyone should. And this is a way that they can. And
Yes.
it's such a great service for our community, and that is powered through United Way help.
Yeah, all of our agencies do such great work. And like you were talking about their own fundraising, many of our agencies are small organizations
Oh, yeah,
who
they
just
are.
don't have
Yes.
the manpower, to spend a lot of time fundraising. So that's where we have the opportunity to step in and help.
They're busy helping the community or
Yes.
helping those clients that
Yes.
are coming in for help, like the free clinic.
Yes, and all of our in-house initiatives utilize those wraparound services
Right.
from
And
our community partners.
If they're, the Exchange Club that I'm a part of in Jacksonville, they rely, we donate to them, and they rely on, money from the community as well, but they do a lot. they do toys for kids at Christmas. They give food and all that kind of
They do
stuff.
back to school.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things in the community that all these agencies help with that you guys
Absolutely.
help fund.
Yeah. And to have that backing from something like United Way is really important, because they can go out and of course they can have a fundraiser, but raising $3,000, but then when you have the power of United Way behind it, then you can take that $3,000 and make it $13,000.
Yes, absolutely.
And they can do so many more things with it. Well, I want to dive more into some of those programs that are housed within East Central Alabama, and so many more things. So we've got to go take a quick break, but we'll be right back. We're going to learn more about the East Central Alabama United Way. So don't go anywhere. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Campers Unlimited, we offer a no-pressure experience, no hidden fees, and great service after the sale, making us one of the fastest-growing RV dealers in the Southeast. With our second location in Oxford, we offer a great selection of over 220 campers from top brands including Grand Design. Our mission is to help friends and family spend time together in the great outdoors. At Campers Unlimited, you aren't just a customer, you are family. Check out our inventory at campersunlimited.net or come see us at Gaston or Oxford.
Hello, I'm Taylor Sloan with the City of Oxford, with a word about one of our city's most precious resources, water. Clean water enriches our lives in so many ways, but we cannot afford to take it for granted. Remember, every time you pour something unnatural down the drain or in the environment, and every time you litter, our beautiful lakes and creeks suffer. Our city is beautiful. Let's all join together to keep it that way. Stop pollution where it starts, and help protect our waters for life.
What can you buy for $10? A hat? A milkshake? 166 channels plus live sports? That's right, for only $10 you can get 166 channels of classic TV shows and movies, including the latest news update from all around the world and local sports. Just simply go to 24ctn.com and click download, and then for only $10 you can have access to the best TV available.
Looking for unbeatable deals? Look no further than Shop 24, your go-to spot for incredible discounts and savings. From local dining and entertainment to grocery stores and everything you need, we've got deals you won't find anywhere else. But hurry, these hot deals are limited and going fast. Grab your phone and call now. Don't let these savings slip away. Join me, Kip Chapel, on Shop 24 every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Tune in to save big with Shop 24.
Rise and shine, and welcome back. It's 8 o'clock on your Friday morning, October the 18th. And we are visiting with Jessica. She is with the United Way of East Central Alabama. And of course, Ellen Hurst with Alabama Cares. Every Friday we get to hang out with her, and I love it. Love every moment of that. So Jessica, welcome back. So we're talking about some of the programs there within your United Way. And so, of course, you have your partner agencies that you talked about, and you named a few. But let's talk about your in-house programs, because you mentioned one, Success. And so I'm guessing that might be geared around children and education. Okay. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so Success Academy is a youth diversion program. We're a community-based day program. So our kids that come to us are court-ordered to be with us. I like to say we're kind of the middle ground between they may have been be ready possibly to be kicked out of their home school, where they've been in trouble with the courts at some point, and the judges have seen a reason to not commit them to DYS yet. Let's give them one more chance. Let's see what happens here. So they come to us. They do their academics with us during the day, as well as receive therapeutic services we have a counselor and a social worker on staff who meets with them daily and does group sessions with them and all of those things.
How long has that program been going on?
So Family Links actually had Success Academy prior to us taking it. We took Success Academy in April of 23. So we've had it a little over a year.
I worked for DYS for 11 years, so that's why I was like, well, I don't think they had that when I was there.
Yes,
you know,
so it's been here for a while, but United Way has had it for a little over a year now.
Okay, that's great.
Well, I know without naming names, of course, but can you share with us any success stories that you've seen from this?
Yeah, we've seen lots of success stories since we have taken Success Academy. One that jumps out to me most is we had a senior from a local school who came to us. He had gotten in trouble at school. Not a kid who got in trouble a lot. You know, it was one of his first times getting in trouble. But he came to us, and he just didn't have that peer support. He didn't have support at home. He didn't really have friends. And we have them all write kind of stories when they leave us. And his biggest thing was, Mr. Fomby is our Director of Student Success. I like to call him our principal. But his thing was, Mr. Fomby talked to him like no male had ever talked to him before.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that really, you know, tugged at my heartstrings, and that's what we're here for. You know, he got in trouble because he didn't have that support system that many of our kids don't have.
He needed a male role model in his life, and Mr. Pomby took that.
Yes.
That position.
And so he was able to complete the program with us and go back to his high school, and is working on finishing his senior year.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
Kid, that's awesome.
Yes.
I love that. Well, I mean, sometimes kids do. I mean, they're not bad kids. They just like maybe make a bad decision, or I mean, they're still kids. I mean, even when you, I mean, I know you're looking at a senior in high school and thinking, but I mean, that's still, you're still youth, and if you haven't had that support leading up to it, and you don't have someone who's there guiding you, you might fall into some bad decisions.
And people don't realize, and I know this from working with DYS, because I was a probation officer and worked with a specific program, and you know, sometimes I remember my mom used to always tell me that, you know, always smile because there's someone out there that needs it more than you do. You know, you never know who might need it. And that's so true, especially with children, because, you know, and I kudos to all the teachers out there and to the Mr. Pomby, you know, because, I mean, they, you know, that may be their only time that they have somebody to talk to, or they feel comfortable talking to, or the only person that gives them that smile that day. So you just never know. You never know what someone's going through.
Yeah, it's been a great program.
Do the students, do they interact with each other, or is it like a one-on-one?
They interact with each other. So we have...
that's great to socialize them.
We have a max of 18 students. Since we have started, we've had about 10 to 13 has been our average. So it's a smaller environment than their school. A lot of them we've been able to catch up academically. Some of them may have been behind. They may have failed a grade at some point. So in that smaller environment, when they're doing online academics, they can catch back up to where they're supposed to be.
That's great.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah, that's been
really
a huge,
good.
We love being able to see kids who, you know, progress and succeed where they're supposed to.
That's the future.
Yes,
you know?
absolutely.
In our youth. I mean, that's so important for our community to rally around, you know, the youth and the kids, and to give that extra support. And these are where your dollars are going when you donate to United Way, is to help that future and to help those youth. I mean, because this kid that you're talking about, he could go on to do absolute wonderful things. He could be the next person to find a cure for Alzheimer's.
That's right.
I mean, you never know. When we invest in our youth and invest in our community, we're all going to be better off because of it.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And it's such a great mission, and I know you love being able to be involved in that. Well, tell us some more. There are some more success stories that you can think about. I love that.
You sent us some.
Give me some more chills.
So some of our other programs, like I said, we all kind of work together. But one of our other programs that also works with youth is Workforce Connections. So they are a program that focuses on really high school seniors. And anyone who may be out of high school who doesn't really know.
There it is.
Yes, there it is. Doesn't really know the path they want to take. You know, many times, I was probably there myself. When you get to your senior year of high school, you kind of think you know what you want to do, but when you really start digging deep into it and figuring out what classes you need, what certifications you may need, that may not be really the path you want to take.
I always say that's why every freshman in America probably changes their major like 5 times.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm probably exaggerating, but they do.
I feel like,
I
mean, sometimes we still don't. I mean, even into your later life, still don't know what you want to do.
Sometimes you get that degree and then you do something totally opposite.
How often do you hear that?
Yes.
Oh, my degree is in, or you get your degree and then you have a whole nother career, and then finally, me too. Then finally go work in what your degree was in. And so that's great, because not every kid knows what they want to do.
Right.
And there are options. Because they have to do something. You got to do something. You got to be productive.
Yes.
How do they get into that program?
So we work with Calhoun County schools, Oxford City schools, and Cleburne County schools right now. We actually have classes embedded in the school systems. So the kids come to us a day a month and go through the workforce class. So they learn soft skills, interview skills,
that's great.
Resume building skills. They have the opportunity to do job shadows.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes, Sunny Cotton is our program director for that, and she does a great job with, just walking alongside them. Because again, that's what kids need sometimes, is they just don't have that support.
Yeah. And a lot of times, when you're young, you see a job and you think, oh, that looks great, but then you don't know what goes on behind.
Yes.
Like, because our jobs, especially, people see us out in the communities and they think, oh, you have so much fun. And we do.
Yes.
But then they don't see the other stuff that goes with it, how hard we have to work, paperwork, all that good stuff.
To have fun.
Yeah, hard work to have fun.
Yes. But it's a great program. They have the option of either going military, post-secondary education, or straight into the workforce.
So do you guys have a military person that comes in and talks to them as well? Oh.
She works with the recruiters and talks with them.
That's great.
Yes, she has a great relationship with all of our industry. The job shadows these kids have been able to do have been fantastic. They love that. That's probably their favorite.
Well, give us an example. I want to hear about this.
We had one student who I remember went to Tyler Union and did a job shadow there. He actually ended up with a job there.
Nice.
And it was funny when he came back, she follows them for a year after they've completed the program, just to make sure, that they're still doing everything well. They don't need any help with anything. But yeah, he got hired at Tyler Union, and she had helped him open a bank account, and he came back and he's like, I don't know what to do with all this money. Like,
That's a good
I've never made this much money before. I don't know what to do with it. So she helped him work on a budget and try to figure out, let's save this much, let's pay our bills with this much. So that's been one of our.
So do they have to be a senior, junior to be in this program?
So they have to be a
It
senior.
sounded like, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I was talking about us working with the schools, so the school counselors refer students to us.
Okay.
So that's how we get them. But for out of school youth, so if they've graduated from high school, they can be from any.
How about homeschool?
Homeschool as well.
Okay.
They just have to have. She knows this program way better than I do.
I get it.
I believe they have to have enough credits to be a senior.
I get it. Okay. Yeah.
Is how that grant kind of works. But yeah, it's we have several that are out of school who have graduated high school. They may have worked for a little while and still don't really know what they want to do, don't know what path to take.
That's okay.
Yeah,
It is.
so they can come back to her and she can help them, take some career assessments, take some personality assessments, and figure out what career path is best for them.
I love that she follows them for a year as well, because that's, once you make that move, you still need somebody there.
I don't know what to do with all this money. That's
That's wonderful.
Yes, and she has students who just call her and they're like, hey, I just wanted to tell you I got a 50-cent raise today. Or, I had a job interview and I just wanted to tell you.
Make her feel good.
Yes, absolutely.
And thank you for doing that too, because that is such it's great for the community and for these kids.
Yeah.
Her and her team do a great job.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And budgeting, that is one of those things, like being financially aware, because once you do start working for the first time or get a job that pays better than what the jobs that you've had, it is one of those like, okay, what do? I don't want to go spend it. Your impulse is probably to spend it, but then you need to save. But how do you save? And so to have someone that can guide them through that as well is wonderful.
In regular classes in school, you don't learn that.
I
So that's
know.
fantastic.
It is.
Yes.
She's actually taught several students to drive.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yes, United Way has a truck, and she has loaded them up in the truck and taught them how to drive. It gets a little scary sometimes, she says, but
I can imagine.
just the confidence. Yes. The confidence boost you see in those kids, though, when they come back with a driver's license in hand, it's huge.
Yeah.
That's so amazing. I know you love watching that.
I do.
To see all of the great things that they do there. So if someone's watching and they're interested in getting involved in this program, how do they do so?
So they can call our office at 256-236-8229, and they can call, look for Miss Sunny's number in there, her extension, and she'll be able to give them information and how to get involved with that.
That's wonderful. Well, we've got some more things to talk about. We're going to go to a quick break right now, hear a word from our sponsors, and so stay tuned. You're watching Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24.
Come out and check out the Alabama Tractor difference. We can take care of all your needs of parts, sales, and service for RTVs, zero turns, and tractors and construction equipment. See us here in Lincoln at 620 Speedway Industrial Drive. or come visit us here in Asheville at 275 6th Avenue, or give us a call at 205-594-7000.
At Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We are on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. So come to Southern States Bank, where we are committed to great service and being a great neighbor. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
I'm Ellen Parnell with Parnell Insurance Agency. We've been here in Oxford and Alabama, Tallapoosa, Georgia since 1990. With Auto Owners Insurance, we're able to give customers competitive pricing along with excellent coverages. Parnell Insurance can handle all of your personal, commercial, and life insurance needs. We have a very experienced staff, both personal and commercial. All together, we've got about 125 years experience. Come see what our insurance agency can do for you in Oxford, Alabama, and Tallapoosa, Georgia.
Auto Owners Insurance.
At Family Prosthetic and Medical Supply, we care about you. We offer custom prosthetics, orthotics, diabetic shoes, and durable medical supplies. We're located here in Alexandria, Alabama, where it's a country feel but professional care. Come see us today.
Rise and shine, everyone. It's 8:15 on your Friday morning. You didn't get to do the Happy Friday dance with us. Well, there's still time.
Good news.
Woo, Friday, October the 18th. How is it? I know, right? How is it
Halloween
already?
is just around the corner, and then Thanksgiving, and then Christmas.
Almost here.
All those Christmas songs.
I know.
Yay. I love Halloween. We got to decorate in here. We're going to come in costumes. What day is Halloween on this year? We're
It's on
Thursday.
Thursday.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I just have to dress up on Thursday. We'll have to do something fun.
Might have to do the sports and a witch.
Oh,
outfit or
please
something.
do. Yes, make sure you're tuning in every Tuesday and Thursday. Ellen is with us and does a wonderful sports on those. I think our Siri is picking up. Somebody's
it's
Siri
not me.
is wanting
It's
to
not
talk.
me. I don't know who it is.
Well, we'll see. So there might be. Ooh, getting closer to Halloween. We might have a ghost in the
Spooky.
studio.
Spooky,
Anyway,
spooky.
so yes, Tuesdays and Thursday nights, Ellen does the sports. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's really great, and then she ends it with a wonderful tidbits, and she's got T-shirts for anyone who wants to send in a feel-good story.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sports
feel good,
related.
funny story or what the crap story. Yeah. Yeah, that's what
What the
I
what?
But yeah.
funny.
It don't have to be like baseball. I mean, it could be like band, cheer, whatever. Good
anything.
stories.
Okay.
The stories that nobody else wants, or nobody reports about. That's what I want.
Yeah, those good things. There's so
Yeah.
much negative out there. We want to put some positive in there. And that is one of the things that United Way
That you
does.
do.
Yes, it puts that positive out there. Now, there is an event that happens once a year, and it is absolutely incredible. It's a great way for the community to get involved, and it is called the Day of Action.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit more about
There it
that.
is.
It's coming up soon.
Yes. So you can see this is how what our Day of Action looks like. So our Day of Action is hosted by Jack State at Pete Matthews Coliseum, and we packaged 50,000 meals that day. Yeah, in about 2 hours. We have
In 2 hours.
Yes, I know.
Is that all?
I know.
Oh my goodness.
If you have never been a part of it, I highly recommend. You can go to our Facebook page and find the sign-up link, but it is a fantastic event.
Wow.
It is. We have 250 volunteers who come together. They start we do breakfast at 8:30, and then about 9 o'clock we separate everybody into groups. We have a company called Outreach International that comes in. They bring all the supplies, and then the volunteers start packing food. They're in assembly lines.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We do macaroni and cheese and apple cinnamon oatmeal. And then all of those, packs of food go back into our community, to our food banks, shelters, anywhere like that.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
a lot of the Jack State students participate?
We do. We have a lot of the students.
sororities and fraternities? That
We do.
kinda-
So we really have to limit it to 250 volunteers. So sometimes, if you don't get in quick enough, it might fill up. But yeah, a lot of the faculty and staff come over, as well as students.
Well, no wonder you do it in 2 hours.
No
That's
kidding.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes.
250 people in there working hard.
Yes, it is a
Did you
fantastic.
say in 2 hours?
50,000.
Wow.
Yes, it's amazing to watch. It really is.
I want to come take some video.
Yeah, absolutely.
Check it out.
Come
That sounds
join us.
awesome.
Yeah. Take a video of it as it's doing it and then speed it up so you can see.
Yes, no kidding. That
Yes.
would be really
crazy.
neat. What a cool thing to witness, to the community coming together to all work for a common good.
Absolutely.
And that's what it's all about.
Yes, it is.
I love that. So the day of action, I think there was something else, Thrive.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So Thrive is one of our newest initiatives. It is going to go hand in hand, yes, with Martha's Hope. So Martha's Hope is actually our homeless shelter that we are working on. I know homelessness is always a big topic in our community.
Yes.
So we are in the process of Martha's Hope is already created, the initiative itself, and Kyle Bryan is our program director for that, and he's been working with clients already. But Martha's Hope and the Holloway House will be the shelter itself. So Martha's Hope is named after Martha Vandervoort, who was the director of Interfaith Ministries for quite some time. She had a love for our homeless population, so we just thought it would be great to name that after her. And then the Holloway House will be the transitional living floor. So we'll have an emergency shelter part, and then the transitional living. And the Holloway House is named after Miss Maldine Holloway, who is the director of Community Enabler, who also works very closely with our homeless.
So where will this be?
So this will be located in downtown Anniston, near where Interfaith Ministries currently is.
Correct. Okay.
It'll be right there in that area.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we're very excited about that. Hopefully coming very soon.
Yes. This area needs that.
Yes,
so
for sure. And so Thrive is also going to work with Martha's Hope, and that will be a mental health initiative to go along with our homeless population.
And that is, it's not always the cause of homelessness, of course, but it does play a big role in it. And mental health is something, we talk about taboo things, not talking about, we talk about not talking about breast cancer, and now it's top of mind, not talking about Alzheimer's, and now you're working towards making it top of mind. I think that's the same case with mental health. It's something, we all need to, it is, there's a stigma, but you know what? We can all be affected in a way with mental health. You never know. You could, that's not going to happen to me. No, it could.
Yeah,
life can get in the way, and life can throw you curveballs, and some of the things that you're not expecting to happen, because we never really expect those things. But mental health needs to be talked about, and it needs to be something that has programs provided, right? We've got to have those mental health counselors and
open dialogue.
Absolutely.
Stigma to it, that it's okay to talk about it.
Yes, we're all humans.
Yeah.
We all have different things that happen to us, and we all handle things differently.
Yeah.
But if we can talk about these things, and we can open up, and again, like Ellen said, take that stigma.
And have a support system, just like with the kids. Like, some of the kids that don't have a support system at home. Thank goodness you guys are stepping in for at that, and that may have saved some of them from getting onto homelessness or whatever. But a lot of people that are homeless do not have support. They don't have family. They don't have all those things.
Thank goodness they have a United Way for that.
So Thrive will do one-on-one counseling with them, as well as group counseling.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, we're really excited about that.
Yes.
Wow. I'm sorry, I felt a sneeze coming on y'all. I think you look up at the lights, so maybe, does that make the sneeze happen or not? Okay, I think it's passed. But no, to have services like United Way, you think about, where would the community be if you didn't have a United Way. That would not be a community you would
Right.
want to be in.
No.
I mean, because there are services that people don't even know about. Let's talk about some of those things. Like some of the services that your viewer might not even be aware. I mean, even this, Marcus Hope. I mean, this might be something that they're not aware of, or even Day of Action.
Right.
Or the program that you talked about with the kids.
Second chance. They may not realize that the Domestic Violence Center is funded by you guys too.
Yeah. So one that's probably the most, I don't want to say hidden, but not talked about is Hope United, which is our anti-trafficking initiative.
Yeah.
You know, oftentimes I'm talking about not wanting to talk about things. Nobody wants to talk about trafficking.
And it's big, unfortunately, in this area.
It is.
Yes.
So Miss Pam Stack is our program outreach coordinator for that. There's some information on, we do prevention and intervention. So on the prevention side, we do a lot of bringing awareness to what trafficking looks like in our communities, because, you know, there's the stigma, again, of the sketchy white van driving down the interstate, abducting kids,
creeping on,
when that's not really what it looks like here. Here it's more online. You know, your online predators who are reaching out to your teens, your adults. So that education of talking to parents on how do we keep our kids safe, again.
That's huge.
Because Pam's favorite saying is, we lock our doors at night, but we don't lock our devices.
That's a good saying.
Yes,
true.
and she always,
powerful.
Every class she teaches, that is what she talks about. And I guess I never really realized what, you know, that we had trafficking here, because it's not what you talk about. You don't want to talk about it. But that being you know, looking at all of our teens and our programs, our youth provider programs that we have, you know, Pam connects with them as well to educate them on, you know, what that looks like and how to not
add to that, because I think that, like, when I work with juveniles, one of the things that we always, like gang members and all that, you know, it was like, well, Anniston and Gadsden, that's not, you know. But we learned when I worked in that, and it's the same with trafficking, I think, that people don't realize we are on a path of main highways. You got I-20, 65 that run to Birmingham, Atlanta, Nashville. Like, you have all these big cities around us, and big cities, guess where they go to recruit? Guess where they go to prey? They go to smaller towns. And so that your child that's online in a smaller town, and they go, oh, well, that's just right off the interstate, or oh, that's
Zip
just
right there.
You know what I mean? And people don't realize that, I don't think. I mean, and that's something that I was kind of in the know about just because I worked in it a little bit. But like you said, I mean, your average citizen's not going to think, oh, well, we're living in Calhoun County. That's not going to happen to us. You know, we're just so little, you know. But yeah, Cleburne, I mean, all these little areas, that's where they like to prey on.
Pam actually came to us and said, hey, she was volunteering with another organization and said, I'm seeing this way too much in Calhoun County. Can I come work with y'all? And let's try to figure out how to combat this.
Wow, because it needs to be. I mean, that is super scary. We don't ever want to have somebody that we love fall victim.
And I always remember her saying now too. That is fantastic.
And it's so true, because people are so apt to just like let their kids have free reign of whatever they want to on the internet, and that's so dangerous.
And it's
because there are predators.
For you to be nosy as a parent.
Yes, be nosy.
Be nosy.
Kids don't have a right to their privacy, really. I mean, they should.
Yeah,
there are things.
For the device.
There are things. Yeah, they can have their private moments, but like their device should not be. Like kids don't deserve that privacy. Not yet. I mean, they can't handle it. Right? I mean, you have to think about, like, you're given an adult responsibility, and not all adults can even handle it.
And all the kids that, you know, you see, girls and boys both, that have, you know, you see all these crime shows and everything, you know, 60 Minutes, 2020, all this. You know, the kids that are on those shows that fall victim, guess what? They didn't think they would ever be a victim either. So, I mean, you know.
I can't believe it, but it's almost time we have to say goodbye.
Oh,
You're going to have to visit again.
Okay,
because we have so many more things to talk about. But before we leave, I do want to give you a chance to tell all of our viewers how they can connect with you, how they can donate, how they reach you if if they want to take part in some of these services.
Yeah.
So give their contact information
Absolutely.
and social media stuff.
Our social media is United Way of East Central Alabama. You can find all of our information there, but you also can visit our website at www.uweca.org. You can donate there, you can volunteer there, and learn more about all of our programs.
There's a lot to read, I'm sure.
Yes, there is.
Yes. Well, thank you so much, Ellen, Jessica. I appreciate you both for being here and all that you do for the community, because it means so much.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right. Well, with that, we're going to wish you all a wonderful rest of your weekend. It's going to be beautiful weather out there. Warm days and cool nights, so make sure you plan for that. And we'll see you back here Monday morning. We have the city of Oxford coming in to visit with us, and then Tuesday we get to play with some jewelry with Couch's Jewelry. So I'm really excited about that first part of next week. And then of course Evan Odyssey on Wednesday, and so Gadsden State Thursday, and back with Ellen on Friday. So we've got a fun next week planned. So with that, we're going to again wish you a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you for tuning in this morning and every weekday morning to Rise and Shine right here on WEAC TV 24. Bye.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk About It. Marquita Mansfield here, and I'm sitting here with a special guest, Skylar Mansfield, who is the head football coach at Winterboro High School. How's it going?
Everything's going good.